Councillor Bradley would like to sum up, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Far be it from me to keep members from their lunch, but briefly, I am grateful for all of the constructive comments. There have been many, and I recognise some genuine concerns, some genuine things we need to tackle, and a point to prove for many members as we deliver this. I also recognise, and I haven't got time to go through the sheer level of nonsense that has come across from some members in the last hour. So I'll try and tackle some of the constructive stuff before I close. In North Nottinghamshire, we've had over £200 million of levelling up funding over the last 2 years that will make a huge difference. But the reality is that genuine change is long term. Genuine change is education and health and things that you don't see in a building next year, things that you see over the long term. And that's why this deal is important, because that is what this can help us to deliver. And we could go back to government. You talk about the perfect structure. There's no perfect structure. We go back to government and have an argument about whether it's the right governance, whether it's the right system. That's what other counties have done. It's what Leicestershire have done. That's why they're getting zip. And we could have done that, but I want billions of pounds for our communities, and I want powers for our communities, and I want to be able to help our residents live better lives. So I'm not going to argue about governance. I'm going to focus on outcomes. Councillor Clark, I'm grateful for the support and the voice of reason as ever. These you highlighted Great British Rail, which is another success for the region that we've been able to support because we're on this path and will be of great benefit. And even the cycle tracks on Carlton Road, if we get more local control of how we fund active travel and those kinds of things, we might be able to do something different with that money. And they're the kinds of things that I hope we will be able to change. Councillor Josney, I can't believe you say some of these things with a straight face. It's quite incredible. On the one hand, saying there's not enough public engagement, and on the other hand, saying that if I dare to go out and talk about this myself on the telly or try and explain it to residents, then I'm making it about me and I'm detracting from all of the system. It's almost like it's just not even a genuine complaint. It's just trying to pick some hole in there somewhere. On the one hand, we should talk about it more, but on the other hand, if I talk about it, that's really problematic. I would note that this is not my decision. This is a cross-party decision across 4 upper tier authorities, one of which is Labour-led. Labour in Derby City voted for this as well. Labour look like they're about to vote for this today. It's not about me. This is about our residents doing something collectively and trying to do something for the future. And I would note that through all of the last 18 months in all the meetings we've had, Economic Prosperity Committee and others, Councillor Relf, who represents Ashfield, has supported this in every vote at every stage. Ashfield District Council actually helped to fund the staff who were doing the devolution deal. So it's all well and good sitting here and saying that you don't support it, but in reality, behind the scenes, you are. It's almost like it's just about political positioning ahead of an election. I very much look forward to your application for the regional mayoral role, which I imagine will be along the way. I imagine that's why you've not been negative about it so far. Michael, you talked about ending the begging bowl culture, and I think that's exactly right, and that's what this is about. This is about us having that funding passed to us for us to be able to control and decide, not having to go and bid for things and have to tick national boxes. I hope that will help. You mentioned side issues. These are about side issues. All right, it doesn't cover everything, and it's not going to. John's already pointed out how we've got significant devolution of health, actually, and for the first time it's becoming accountable to politicians because of the actions of this government. But side issues like skills and education, like jobs, like investment in our communities, like housing and public health, I don't think they're side issues. And the truth of the matter is, there is an obvious reason for a lack of engagement and consultation, because on paper, this is about dry governance issues. This is about the administration of money. It's not very sexy or exciting. But in reality, the outcomes of this are hugely important. It is about health inequalities. It is about skills and education, access to the kinds of jobs that communities that I represent haven't had for decades, with investment and growth and new businesses wanting to move to our region. And they're all the things that we can deliver. I thank you also for pointing out that Mansfield's always at the front of the queue. Absolutely true. And it's because it's very well represented by many good councillors and a very good MP. We have huge opportunities to do more. And I think for all of the umming and ahhing about the right systems and the right powers, we all recognise, and I think it's come across from the Labour group as well, we all recognise that this is a starting point and there are things we would like to add to it. There are things we would like to grow and to do. I'm the first to say that I want us to get into public services, children's services, youth services. I want more powers and funds over those held locally. I've said that before. Our deal actually includes a bit that says we will have a negotiation about those things and about public services as a next step. And I think that's really, really important, because we want to get to the place with that level of clout that Andy Burnham has got, that Ben Houchin has got, that they've got with Andy Street in the West Midlands. We need that, and we deserve that as a region, our residents deserve those benefits. So far from falling out about governance and list personalities and nonsense in silly season in the lead up to local elections, I hope we can all recognise, and it looks like we're going to have a significant majority in support of taking this forward today, the absolutely massive benefits. Andre used the words life-changing. It will be for some residents. When we've got a £20 billion investment in the north of our county in jobs in the nuclear industry, in fusion, in science, when we build a package of skills and education around that, the incredible opportunities of that for young people in school now, in our county and in our region, that is life-changing. And this will change lives if we get this right. So there's a load of work we need to do. We wouldn't have that if it weren't for this devolution deal, Steve. We wouldn't have got that bid. We wouldn't have been successful. It's hugely important. So I'm really grateful for the support of sensible members today. We'll take this forward, and I look forward to delivering those things for our residents, because this is a massive, massive step for our county and for our region.